Welcome back everyone to another dicondissectional production. Today we're going to be reacting to Jethro Tull, Up to Me, and also Jethro Tull's Wond'ring Aloud. We're going to do two Jethro Tull songs today as we continue through the entire Aqualung album, which has been an incredible, awesome, fun time for the ears and the brain. So, yes, welcome back to the channel, and if you're new, hello, my name is Daniel, also Deathstroke9, and here we react to music, and I try to figure out what the lyrics mean, and just listen to some great music. Figure out what they mean together, because a lot of times the music and the lyrics go together. And if you like reaction videos, and specifically will like more analysis-style videos, and if you just enjoy Jethro Tull and great music in general, consider subscribing to the channel, if you will. And if you enjoy this video specifically, like the video. All right, so we're going to start with, what's it called? Wond'ring Aloud, I believe, because that's the next song on the album. So before we start it, as we've done, I went and listened to the last song we listened to, Mother Goose, again, right before making this video, so that I kind of have an idea of where we just left off. So we've gone through Aqualung's perspective, Cross-Eyed Mary's perspective, this person at the circus is kind of their perspective, and then also Ian Anderson kind of going to visit his father, and yeah, just something that's kind of random that was thrown in there. But a lot of these lyrics are about society in general, and now we're moving into, we're getting closer to what a lot of you guys said is the side of the album that's more centered around religion. So, all that being said, let's start this off. Wond'ring Aloud. It's a shorter song, which is why we're doing it. We're doing Wond'ring Aloud and Up to Me together in one video. And let's just start. 3, 2, 1.
Wond'ring aloud,
So
how we feel today. Last night sipped the sunset, my hand in her hair. We are our own saviors as we start, both our hearts beating live into each other. Wond'ring aloud, will the years treat us well? As she floats in the kitchen, I'm tasting the smell. Yeah.
this song just makes me happy.
Of toast as the butter runs, then she comes, spilling crumbs on the bed. And I shake my head, and it's only the giving that makes you what you are.
That was just beautiful. Everything about that was beautiful. Okay. The piano, the like violin, his voice. He has such a unique style of singing. Like he does these little pauses in between what he says, you know, like even like in I don't know exactly how to do it like what he's doing here. But with Thick as a Brick, you know, and you ride yourself over the fields, you know, like just this very, I don't know, it's like half really pretty and half kind of like abrasive. I don't know, it's a very good way of drawing attention to the words. I really like it. Okay. Another acoustic song. Wow, this is interesting. So it started hard and heavy, and it's gotten almost more a little bit more positive with each song as it's gone on. This song is probably the most, like, similar to, I forget the name of the song now. The one right before Mother Goose. Him, like, visiting his father when he's in the hospital. Just felt like a portrait of a moment in time song. This one kind of feels like that too a little bit. So let's go through it. Wondering aloud how we feel today. So it's just like, oh, how are you? You know, how am I? Let me figure this out. I feel good, you know? Last night I sipped the sunset, okay? Poetic. It was some type of beauty, right? In the sunset there's beauty. And he savored it, you know, sipped as in like slow and calm. My hand in her hair. We saved each other. We are our own saviors. As we start, both our hearts beating life into each other. So as we kind of wake up, wondering aloud, will the years treat us well? She floats in the kitchen and I'm tasting the smell of toast as the butter runs. So he's just describing everything in this delight to the senses way. Then she comes, spilling crumbs on the bed, and I shake my head. It's only the giving that makes you what you are. That's a beautiful song. Let me see if maybe songfacts.com might have any extra things to add to this. I don't know if they will, but that's such a good song. Wow. Okay, someone put this in antiwarsongs.org apparently, which is okay. All right, who knows? I kind of have my own opinion on what it means, and let me know what you think it means down in the comments, and I'm gonna pause this and set up part 2, which is the next song, and be right back. 3, 2, 1. Alrighty then. Alright, I got it pulled up. I've got what's this next one called? Up to Me pulled up now. And I've also got the computer glitching, so I apologize if I'm jerking all over the place and being glitchy. Alright, so yeah. Last song was great. And we're just gonna move right into the next thing. So here we go. Up to Me, Jethro Tull. Give the computer a second to figure out what the heck it's doing. There we go. 3, 2, 1. Let's go. Hello, YouTube. Yoo-hoo! I know you want to. You know you want to as well. Oh, why is it stopping? Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to bring it all the way back to the beginning because I'm tired of it glitching. So, let's do this again. I really like that riff. The piano. Flute, incredible. And his maniacal laughter and voice, as always, is awesome. 3, 2, 1, Up to Me, Jethro Tull, for real. Let's go. Seriously? Is this a commercial? I will kill you if it is a commercial. YouTube. I will go up to you and I will find Ian Anderson and I will beat you over the head with Ian Anderson. There we go. Why is it doing this? It's really annoying me. I realize you're not responding, Google Chrome. And that guitar is awesome.
Take it to the cinema and leave you in a wimpy bar. You tell me that we've gone too far. Come running up to me. Make the scene at Cousin Jack's. Leave him to put the bottles back. Mends his glasses that are cracked. Well, that's one up to me. Hey. Cloud to ride, pack the tennis club inside. Trouser cuffs hung far too wide. Well, it was up to me. Tires down on your bicycle, you know it feels like an icicle. The yellow-fingered smoky girl is looking up to me. Yep.
Another song about society, that's for sure. Very specific character. Like complaining about it.
Well, I'm a common working man with a heart of bitter bread and jam. And if it pleases me, I'll put one on your man when the copper fades away. The day-glow pirate sinks at last. And if I laughed a bit too fast, well, it was up to me. Take you to the cinema and leave you in a wimpy bar. You tell me that we've got far, come running up to me.
Such an awesome riff. Okay, man, it's happened twice today now. With the Boston song, same thing happened. I really apologize that it keeps being stupid. This computer sucks. Okay, aside from that, let's take a look at what we've got here. So, first of all, I don't know why, but when I heard that the music, it made me think of like the Jungle Book or something. But for whatever reason, I was thinking of like dense forest or the jungle or some rugged outdoor terrain. Okay, that's what I thought of. And yet the song talks about a city type area, like a seedy part of the city. So I wonder if it maybe is supposed to be comparing it to that. Maybe that's kind of what I'm getting personally out of the way the music sounded. The flute is so good. I love it so much. All right, let's take a look at these lyrics. Take you to the... It's not letting me scroll now. Oh, boy. Take you to the cinema and leave you in a wimpy bar. You tell me we've gone too far and come running up to me. What the heck? They're trying to play a commercial now over there. Let me just mute that for everyone's enjoyment and entertainment. Okay. Make the scene at Cousin Jack's. Leave him to put the bottles back. Mends his glasses that I cracked. Well, this one's up to me. So it's like, So I took you to the movies and left you in a bar, a wimpy bar. Does that mean like, so I think a wimpy is in like a wimp in a pretty, in a bar that's like not super rough and tumble. not a bar like you see in any movie with a bar where people are fighting or giving each other information over the counter for money or whatever. Not any movie, but a lot of movies. And you tell me that we've gone too far and come running up to me. Make the scene at Cousin Jack's. Leave him to put the bottles back and mend his glasses that I cracked. So he attacked his cousin. Might not even actually be his cousin. It might be at the bar. Put the bottles back. Well, that one's up to me. Buy a silver cloud to ride. Pack a tennis club inside. Trouser cuffs hung far too wide. Well, it was up to me. Tires down on your bicycle. Your nose feels like an icicle. The yellow-fingered, smoky girl is looking up to me. Well, I'm a common working man with a half of bitter bread and jam, and if it pleases me, I'll put one on you, man, when the copper fades away. The rainy season comes to pass. The day-glow pirate sinks at last. If I laugh a bit too fast, well, it was up to me. Take you to the cinema, leave you in a wimpy bar. You tell me that we've gone too far, come running up to me. So this one sounds like it's once again about a character who might just a common working man type character. Again, in this lower area of the city, I'm imagining right across the street, you can see Mr. Aqualung as he's watching Cross-Eyed Mary and her playmates in the schoolyard. And maybe nearby is the circus that the boy is at or whatever, who knows. And then Ian Anderson's at the train station with after visiting his father. And it's all like within a mile of each other, or a few miles. All right. Now, one thing I'm noticing in these lyrics is this, and Jethro Tull has often put these little tiny like things that to help you understand society. This one, up to me. Just that word. Oh, this one's up to me. It was up to me. You're looking up to me. Come running up to me. It was up to me. That's like complaining, you know? Or feeling obligated to do something. Because someone's looking up to you. Or because someone's asking you to do something. Someone's put the responsibility. You have to respond to them. That's your responsibility. That's what responsibility means. Having the ability to respond in a timely manner. Slow obedience is no obedience and all that. So it's up to you. It was up to me. It was my job. You had one job. That's what I got so far. Let's see if perhaps... if I can find songfacts.com for this song, if Google decides to work. Ugh. Song meanings, unmask us, what? Oh, is this one that his wife helped him with? I think it might be. Oh, that just says Ian Anderson of Jethro Tull. That's not what I'm looking for. Oh, it's a bunch of exclusive interview. Reflecting on... Okay, so it says whimsical musing moments like song. Like Mother Goose, yes, or Up to Me. Okay. All right. Yeah, I guess I can hear that. I can see that. Just another, it's similar to Mother Goose. It's kind of, yeah. Like I said, it definitely seems to have another character and is talking about different things about them. I've still got time, so I guess I can take a look at this songfacts.com interview with Ian Anderson. I think it's a transcription. Hopefully it is. And if it's too long, then I'm not going to read the whole thing. But just a little bit. If you don't want to stick around for that, you don't have to. And let me know what else you'd like me to react to down in the comments. Let me know what you think the song's about as well. And if you want to make sure that your reaction requests are given top priority, you can check out my Patreon. It's in the description of the video. For $5, you can get access to a bunch of exclusive content that wasn't allowed on YouTube. And there's a chat community that we've now got, like, I think almost 20 people in there. Something like that. Yeah, alright. Let's, thank you for watching. Let's delve into this interview here. So I kind of want to hear it. Jethro Tull frontman Ian Anderson isn't your typical rock star. He's never done drugs and has no use for the trappings of fame. Okay. So what does he have in common with the boys from Led Zeppelin? More than you might think. Ian, I have 4 different... Let me give them voices.
Ian, I have 4 different statements about you that appeared in pretty notable publications. I was wondering if you could tell me if these are true or false. The first one is, you kept a urinal you used to clean as a souvenir.
I wish I had. I don't have it anymore. It was one of the spare and probably cracked or slightly broken urinals that was used in the storeroom of the Ritz Cinema in Luton in late 1967. My job was to clean the theatre, including the toilets in the mornings, which took me half the day. I thought, well, this old urinal's probably not going to get used, because it had a chip out of the side, so I managed to take it home. Logical. And I did keep it for a while, with some idea of turning into perhaps a drinking fountain, but along the way it got abandoned, and the nearest I came to reliving the urinal moment was when we used to have a urinal bolted to the side of John Evans' Hammond organ on stage. At some point during the performance around 1972, he would pretend to relieve himself into said urinal to the amusement and horror indeed of some of the audience. But it was in fact just play acting. Because he did in fact relieve himself into a beer can backstage. Laughing, haha, but hopefully no one was looking during the drum solo. So yes, partly true.
Alrighty then, next one. You refused to play Woodstock because you thought it wasn't a big deal.
That's... okay. Alright. Okay, let's see. Alright, so no, I knew it was going to be a big deal. The reason I didn't want to play Woodstock is because I asked our manager, Terry Ellis, well, who else is going to be there? And he listed several large groups who were reputedly going to play, and that it was going to be a bit of a hippie festival. And I said, will there be lots of naked ladies? And will they be taking drugs and drinking lots of beer and fooling around in the mud? Because rain was forecast. And he said, oh yeah. So I said, right, I don't want to go. Because I don't like hippies. I'm usually rather put off by naked ladies unless the time is right. Well, indeed, unless the money's right. Okay, then.
Okay, laughing. Ha 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 ha. Okay, yet you toured with Led Zeppelin.
We did, but happily outside the orbit of their nightly shenanigans. Although Jimmy Page used to show us Polaroids involving close-up blurred parts of young ladies' anatomy. Okay. Yada, 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 yada. That's about it. We kind of heard the tales, but we were on the periphery of all that. Didn't really experience it.
Was that the way it was for many of the bands you toured with?
That they stayed in the periphery? Laughing. Ha ha ha, no. My impression was that the majority of the bands were really enjoying and living up those moments when they were temporarily famous and about to have the good fortunes of young ladies' attention thrust upon them on a nightly basis, which I could never have possibly kept up with the pressure to fulfill. So yeah, that's my impression. Everybody was at it. I mean, out of all the bands and all the people I've known, I'm really the only person I know for sure who never did what we popularly called drugs during all that period. It was just something everybody did. And I didn't really enjoy being around people who were doing drugs, so I just often took myself to read a book somewhere and waited for it all to kind of evaporate from the rock and roll lifestyle. But of course it hasn't. Oh, look, he's standing on one leg. These days, people drop as often as they did back then, like flies, sadly before their time. One or two get lucky and manage to control it or survive it, like Keith Richards. But he's one of the small people who seem to have emerged, not entirely unscathed, from the heady and demanding experiences of rock and roll. Wow, that's going to be a long interview. Strap yourselves in, guys.
I read where you said that Led Zeppelin showed you the way, so you must have learned something from them.
I think that they showed to all their peer group as musicians was that there is, first of all, a very powerful and dramatic way to perform a simple, direct rock and roll and introduce elements of more eclectic music. Because Zeppelin, near the beginning, there was a lot of elements of folk music and Asian music and African music that crept into this stuff. And if Zeppelin had carried on, I imagine we'd have had at least one or two Led Zeppelin Unplugged albums and probably some rather more esoteric offerings along the way, where they did explain more thoroughly these more eclectic musical moments that they hinted at early on. Yes. Let me go on. Alrighty then. Let's see. In the song Aqualung, you do something very intriguing with the vocal effect. Can you talk about that? Well, I assume that you're talking about what we refer to as telephone burbles, which is where you reproduce the sound of the telephone. You remove all the frequencies except for a narrow band centering at about 1000 hertz. Yeah, what gave you the idea to do that? It epitomizes the limited frequencies of the telephone. It's like when you're addressing a crowd through a megaphone, or even perhaps the tinny sound of a voiced trumpet, which is a non-active megaphone. It's a form of address. It's a sound that woke up young pilots in 1941 and sent them into the skies to battle the Hun. It's the sound of that... Yeah, alright, let's see. Why wasn't that song released as a single? It was too long, too episodic, starts off with a loud guitar riff, then goes into a more laid-back acoustic riff. Alright, I think I'm going to, read the rest of this outside of this, because I feel like this could go on for a really long time, and I don't know if you guys want to sit here for another 40 minutes of me doing weird voices. So, yeah, but you can go find it for yourself on songfacts.com, interview with Ian Anderson. It looks like it's pretty interesting, has a lot of insight from this guy. Yeah, again, thank you for watching. Thanks for sticking around, too. And let me know what you think. And should I react to, like, interviews and stuff, or comedians and like, George Carlin and stuff like that? Let me know in the comments, if you will. And, yeah. This Joke 9 and Ian Anderson, who I threw at YouTube, out.